My beloved child, I see you. Right where you are, in this moment, with everything that weighs upon your heart. I see the silent tears you've cried when no one was watching. I've counted each one, held them in my hands as precious jewels that speak of your deepest struggles and your unwavering faith despite it all. I know the heaviness you carry. The prayers that seem to echo back empty. The dreams that appear to be gathering dust on shelves too high to reach. The questions that spin in your mind during sleepless nights. Have you forgotten me? Is this all there is? Will things ever change? My precious one, I have not forgotten you. Not for a single moment. Even when the sky above you seems like bronze and your prayers feel like they're bouncing back without answer, I am closer to you than the breath in your lungs. I am working in ways your eyes cannot yet see, in realms beyond what your mind can comprehend. I see how hard you've been fighting. How you drag yourself forward on days when your strength is gone. How you smile and tell others you're fine while inside your heart is breaking. How you still choose to believe even when doubt whispers terrible lies in your ear. These battles have not gone unnoticed. Not a single one. The loneliness that visits you in crowded rooms, I feel it with you. The rejection that has cut deep into your spirit, I have felt every wound. The disappointments that have piled up one after another until you wonder if you can bear another, I have watched you carry them with a courage that has moved my heart. This season has been longer and harder than you ever imagined it would be. The desert stretches out in every direction, and you've walked until your feet are blistered and your soul is parched. You've searched the horizon for signs of the promised land, for just a glimpse of green in the distance, but all you can see is more sand, more heat, more waiting. I know you've wondered if you took a wrong turn somewhere, if you misunderstood my direction. If perhaps I've led you out here only to abandon you to wander alone. These thoughts are not sins, my child. They are the honest cries of a heart that longs for more of me, for the fulfillment of promises that seem delayed beyond reason. Remember when you first felt my call? When my love first captured your heart? When possibilities seemed endless and your faith was like a wildfire that nothing could extinguish? That fire may have dimmed to embers now, but I see even the faintest glow, and I can breathe it back to roaring life in an instant. The enemy has tried to convince you that your current circumstances are evidence of my absence or indifference. He whispers that if I truly loved you, if you were truly mine, these hardships would not be your daily bread. His lies have a way of twisting truth just enough to plant doubt in fertile soil. But consider this, would a father who loves his child never allow them to face difficulty? Would a wise teacher never test his student? Would a skillful craftsman never apply pressure and heat to what he is creating? My love for you is not measured by how comfortable your path is, but by my constant presence with you on it. The trials you face are not punishments for hidden sins or signs that I have rejected you. They are the very tools I am using to shape something magnificent in you, something that can only emerge through pressure, something that requires both fire and time. When gold is refined, it must endure the crucible. When a pearl forms, it begins with irritation and pain. When a butterfly emerges, it must struggle against the cocoon. If I were to cut short these processes, I would rob them of their glory, their strength, their true nature. And so it is with you. I have not brought you this far to abandon you. I have not begun a good work in you to leave it unfinished. I have not planted seeds of purpose and calling in your heart to let them wither and die. Everything I start, I complete. Everyone I call, I equip. Everyone I love, and oh, how I love you, I remain faithful to, even when they struggle to remain faithful to me. Your tears have watered seeds you cannot yet see. Your struggles have strengthened muscles that will soon carry you into your destiny. Your questions have carved out space in your heart that I will fill with answers beyond what you could ask or imagine. I see the places where others have hurt you, where their words cut deep and left scars, where their actions or inactions made you question your worth, your place, your calling. These wounds that still throb with pain, I am the healer who can not only close them but transform them into channels through which my love can flow to others who are hurting as you have hurt. The times when you have felt most forgotten are often the times when I have been most actively working beneath the surface of your life. Like a master gardener who knows that the most important growth happens in the dark, hidden places underground before any shoot breaks through the soil. I have been establishing roots of faith and character that will sustain the fruit that is to come. When you have looked at others and seen their blessings, their breakthroughs, their abundance, and wondered, "Why not me, Lord?" I want you to know that I have not played favorites. I have not blessed them at your expense. I am not withholding from you what I freely give to others. Your journey is uniquely yours, and the timing of your harvest is set by wisdom, not whim. The waiting itself is not empty time. It is not punishment. It is not neglect. It is preparation. It is protection. It is my perfect love being expressed in a way that your limited perspective cannot yet fully understand, but someday you will. And on that day, you will thank me for the wait, for what it produced in you, for how it positioned you to receive all that I had planned. I have bottled every tear. I have recorded every prayer. I have cherished every act of faithfulness you have offered me, especially those that cost you dearly, those that no one else saw or valued. Nothing is wasted in my economy, not your pain, not your patience, not your perseverance. There are moments when you worry that your faith is failing, when doubt seems stronger than belief, when questions outnumber answers, when praise feels forced and prayer feels futile. In these moments, remember that I do not grade your faith on a perfection scale. I honor the faith that continues to reach for me even with trembling hands. I cherish the heart that still turns to me even when it's heavy with disappointment. You have felt stuck, as though your life has been paused while others move forward. As though you are caught in a holding pattern while the world rushes on without you. This feeling of being left behind, overlooked, passed over, it cuts deep. But I want you to know that what feels like a pause to you is actually a pivotal point in your story. What looks like being overlooked is actually being carefully positioned. The silence that has troubled you is not absence. It is not abandonment. Sometimes silence is the soil in which the deepest revelations take root. Sometimes answers must wait for questions to ripen. Sometimes the quiet is not empty at all but filled with a work too profound for words to express. I have seen every moment of faithfulness in the small things. The times you chose forgiveness when bitterness would have been easier. The times you spoke truth when lies would have been more convenient. The times you gave generously when scarcity made you want to clench your fist. The times you showed kindness when you yourself were in desperate need of it. None of these moments are forgotten. None of them are insignificant. Your struggle to understand my ways, to reconcile what you believed about me with what you have experienced, this is not failure. It is not backsliding. It is the honest wrestling of a heart that refuses to settle for easy answers and shallow faith. And like Jacob who wrestled with me through the night, you will not leave this struggle without a blessing, without a deeper revelation of who I am. I have heard your midnight prayers. I have felt your heart reaching for me even when words failed you. I know the unspoken requests, the deepest longings you barely dare to articulate even to yourself. And I am moving, my child. I am aligning circumstances. I am opening doors. I am making ways where there seemed to be no way. You have wondered if I am finished with you. If your mistakes have disqualified you. If your struggles have proven you unworthy. If your doubts have pushed me away. Nothing could be further from the truth. I choose you again each morning. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. I see what you can become more clearly than you can imagine it. The path ahead may still require patience. It may still demand courage. It may still test your endurance. But I promise you this, you do not walk it alone. My presence goes before you to prepare the way. My presence walks beside you to sustain you for each step. My presence stands behind you as your rear guard, protecting you from what you cannot see coming. Take heart, my beloved. Greater things are coming. The dawn is about to break on a new day. Seeds long buried are ready to sprout. Prayers long prayed are ripening into answers. Promises long carried are preparing to give birth. Hold on just a little longer. Keep believing despite every reason to doubt. Keep hoping against every whisper of despair. I am faithful to complete what I have started in you. I am committed to fulfilling every promise I have spoken over your life. I am devoted to bringing you into the fullness of all that I have planned for you since before time began. And when this season of struggle gives way to a season of abundance, you will look back and say, "The waiting was worth it. The refining was necessary. The Lord my God did not forget me. He was working all things together for my good, just as He promised." My precious child, I see you. I love you. I have not forgotten you. And greater things are coming. Beloved, lift your eyes now from the dust of your struggles to the horizon of promise that stretches before you. The season is changing. Can you feel it? Like the subtle shift in the air when winter finally surrenders to spring, it's happening even now as I speak to your heart. What you have endured was never meant to be your final destination but merely the passageway to something greater. I declare to you today with all the authority of heaven, transformation is coming to your life. Not merely small improvements or temporary relief, but profound, lasting change that will cause those around you to marvel and say, "Only God could have done this." The very areas where you have experienced your deepest pain will become the places of your most powerful testimony. The tears you have sown in secret are about to yield a harvest of joy that overflows the boundaries of your previous expectations. The prayers that seemed to vanish into silence are about to return to you as answered realities that exceed what you dared to ask for. The faith that has been tested in fire is about to emerge with a purity and strength that will sustain you not just for a moment, but for a lifetime of purpose. I have not been idle during your waiting. While you counted days and wondered if I had forgotten, I have been meticulously arranging circumstances, softening hearts, removing obstacles, and preparing pathways. Like a master chess player thinking many moves ahead, I have been working all things together. Yes, even the painful things, even the disappointing things, for a good you could not have engineered for yourself. The waiting itself has served a sacred purpose. It has deepened the soil of your spirit so that when my blessings come, they will not merely rest on the surface but will take root and produce fruit that remains. It has expanded your capacity to receive what I desire to give you. Had I answered earlier, the vessel of your heart would have been too small to contain what I had prepared. Why did I allow the desert to stretch so long before you? Why did I permit the night to extend beyond what seemed bearable? Because I am after something far greater than your temporary comfort. I am developing in you a faith that cannot be shaken, a character that cannot be corrupted, and a relationship with me that cannot be replaced by lesser loves. The desert has stripped away what was artificial in your faith. It has burned away dependencies on things that were never meant to sustain you. It has revealed idols that you did not even know you worshipped. And in their place, it has carved out space for a deeper knowledge of me, not just as the God of mountaintop experiences and immediate answers, but as the faithful companion of barren valleys and prolonged midnights. Do you understand now why I could not answer as quickly as you wished? My beloved, I was never ignoring your pleas. I was preparing a response so much more comprehensive than what you requested. You asked for relief. I am bringing restoration. You asked for help. I am bringing wholeness. You asked for a solution. I am bringing transformation. The purpose of your pain was never punishment. It was preparation. It was the chisel in the hands of the master sculptor, shaping you into a vessel that can carry my glory without cracking under its weight. It was the trainer pushing you beyond your perceived limits so that you would discover strength you never knew you possessed. It was the fire separating gold from impurities so that what remains is of highest value. I have been working in the unseen realms on your behalf. Angelic forces have been dispatched at my command concerning you. Spiritual battles have been fought, and one that you know nothing about. Blessings have been preserved and protected until the appointed time for you to receive them. Nothing has been left to chance. No detail has escaped my attention. The dreams I placed in your heart that seemed to die, they were never dead, only dormant. Like seeds buried in winter ground, they have been gathering strength beneath the surface, developing root systems strong enough to support the manifestation that is about to spring forth. What looked like death was actually the necessary precursor to more abundant life. You have questioned your calling during this difficult season. You have wondered if you misheard me or if perhaps I changed my mind about using you. Let me be absolutely clear. My calling on your life is irrevocable. My gifts and purposes for you do not shift with circumstances or depend on your perfect performance. What I spoke over you in the beginning remains true today, and I am aligning everything to bring it to pass in ways more magnificent than you have imagined. The obstacles that have stood in your way are about to become the platforms from which you will declare my faithfulness. The rejections that wounded you so deeply are about to be eclipsed by divine appointments that could never have been arranged by human networking. The doors that slammed in your face only directed you to the one door that will open to your destiny, a door that no man can shut. I am restoring what was stolen from you. Where the enemy came to kill, steal, and destroy, I am bringing life more abundantly. The years that felt wasted, the opportunities that seemed lost, the relationships that were broken, I am the God who makes all things new, who redeems time itself, who causes even the painful chapters of your story to serve the greater narrative of my glory revealed through your life. Some of you have been wounded by those you trusted, leaders, friends, family members who should have protected and nurtured you but instead caused deep injury. These betrayals have made it difficult for you to trust again, especially to trust me. But I am not like those who hurt you. I will never use you or discard you or manipulate you for my own purposes. My love for you is pure, unchanging, and entirely trustworthy. The healing you have prayed for is on its way, not just a bandage over wounds but a complete renewal that reaches to the root of your pain. I am not merely interested in silencing your symptoms. I am committed to curing the disease. Where trauma has fragmented your heart, I am bringing wholeness. Where rejection has distorted your identity, I am restoring truth. Where fear has constructed prison walls, I am establishing freedom. Physical ailments that have plagued you, emotional burdens that have crushed you, mental battles that have exhausted you, I speak peace to these storms. Not a superficial calm that only masks the turmoil beneath, but a fundamental transformation that changes the very atmosphere of your life. My peace doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. It creates new circumstances saturated with my presence. I am aligning relationships around you to support the new season I am bringing you into. Some connections that served a temporary purpose have fallen away, and while that has been painful, it has made room for new alignments with those who will recognize and champion the calling on your life. No one who truly belongs in your future will be missing from it. The provision you have needed, it is already released from heaven's storehouses and is making its way to you. I am not limited by economic systems or human resources. I can send ravens to feed my prophets and multiply loaves and fishes in the hands of a child. The same creativity and power that designed the cosmos is focused on meeting your needs according to my riches and glory. What the enemy meant for evil, I am turning for good. The attacks against you, the opposition you've faced, the warfare that has raged, none of it has taken me by surprise, and none of it will prevail against my purposes for you. In fact, the intensity of the battle is often an indicator of the value of the territory being contested. You have been fiercely opposed because your calling carries significant threat to the kingdom of darkness. This transformation I am bringing is not just for your benefit. It is for the sake of those who will be impacted through you. Your testimony will break chains for others still in bondage. Your compassion, deepened by suffering, will create safe space for wounded hearts to find healing. Your insight, purchased through tears, will illuminate paths for those still finding their way in darkness. I am positioning you in places of influence, not by the world's pathway of self-promotion and competitive climbing, but by my sovereign hand that lifts the humble in due time. The humility you've learned in the valley will serve you well on the heights to which I am bringing you. Your brokenness has qualified you to handle influence without being corrupted by it. The authority I am giving you has been forged in the fires of testing. It is not a theoretical authority based on titles or credentials, but an authentic authority grounded in overcoming through my power. When you speak of victory, it will not be as a casual observer but as one who has battled and prevailed. When you offer hope, it will carry the weight of a promise proven reliable in your own life. I am opening your spiritual eyes to see as I see, to recognize opportunities where others perceive only obstacles, to discern purpose where others detect only pain, to envision completion where others observe only construction zones. This new clarity of vision will guide your decisions and position you to move with my timing, neither rushing ahead nor lagging behind. The wisdom you've gained through suffering will now become a compass for navigating the expansion I am bringing. The patience you've developed in waiting will serve you well in building what will last beyond your lifetime. The compassion born from your own wounds will infuse your influence with unusual tenderness that draws the broken and bypass to the healing in your words. I am releasing creative solutions through you for problems that have seemed insurmountable. Ideas and innovations that could never have emerged from business as usual thinking will flow from your renewed mind. Strategies and approaches that break with conventional wisdom yet carry the unmistakable mark of divine inspiration will distinguish your contribution in every sphere I place you. For some of you, I am bringing supernatural acceleration to make up for time that appeared lost. Developments that would normally unfold over years will manifest in months or even weeks. Obstacles that would typically require lengthy processes to overcome will suddenly dissolve before your eyes. Resources that usually accumulate gradually will multiply rapidly, leaving no doubt that my favor, not human effort, is the source. Your identity is being solidified in this season. Not your role or your title or your accomplishments, but who you are as my beloved child. This unshakable sense of belonging to me will anchor you through the changes ahead and protect you from being defined by either criticism or praise. You will move with unusual freedom, unfettered by the need to prove yourself or earn acceptance. The joy I am restoring to you is not dependent on circumstances. It is not the fragile happiness that comes and goes with favorable conditions, but the deep, abiding gladness that flows from unbroken communion with me. This joy will be your strength in continuing challenges and your overflow in abundant blessings. It will attract others who have settled for less than the fullness I desire for my children. I am bringing divine connections into your life, relationships that bear the unmistakable fingerprint of my orchestration. These will not be casual acquaintances but strategic alignments with those who carry pieces of your purpose and for whom you carry pieces of theirs. Together, you will accomplish what none of you could have achieved alone, and the synergy of your combined gifts will produce multiplication, not mere addition. New doors of opportunity are opening before you, doors that no amount of striving or self-promotion could have opened. These are favor doors, accessible not through human qualification but through divine positioning. As you step through them, you will find yourself in rooms you never could have entered on your own merit, with influence beyond what your natural abilities could have secured. I am anointing your words with unusual power, power to heal, to deliver, to illuminate, to transform. When you speak from the well of wisdom I've been filling through your trials, your language will carry an authority that commands attention and an authenticity that compels response. Even simple truths flowing through your surrendered voice will penetrate hearts that have resisted more eloquent presentations. The unique way I have designed you, your personality, your passions, your distinct perspective, is about to find expression in ways that feel both completely natural to you and supernaturally empowered by me. The areas where you felt most different or misunderstood will become the very qualities through which my creative purpose flows most powerfully. My beloved, greater things are coming. The page is turning. The scene is changing. What has been hidden is about to be revealed. What has been delayed is about to be delivered. What has been promised is about to be performed. Stand firm in faith, for you are on the threshold of transformation that will vindicate every moment of waiting and justify every tear of perseverance. My faithful one, now is the time to prepare your heart for the greater things I am bringing. Like a farmer who readies his fields before the rain comes, I ask you to cultivate expectation in the soil of your spirit. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism. This is faith that stands on the bedrock of who I am and what I have promised. Begin each day with your eyes lifted toward possibility rather than fixed on problems. When you wake, before your feet touch the floor, whisper words of gratitude for what is coming, not just for what is. This simple act of faith creates pathways in the spiritual realm for my blessings to travel to you. The enemy would keep you focused on what is lacking, on doors that remain closed, on prayers still unanswered. But I invite you to a higher perspective. From where I sit, your breakthrough is already accomplished. From heaven's vantage point, the resources you need are already released. From eternity's timeline, the healing you seek is already complete. When doubt comes, and it will come, do not receive it as failure. Instead, bring that doubt directly to me. Unlike human relationships where expressing uncertainty can create distance, honesty about your struggles actually draws you closer to my heart. I am not threatened by your questions, and I will meet you in them with fresh assurance. Fill your mind with my promises, not as formulas to manipulate me into action, but as reminders of my character and commitments toward you. My word is the fuel that keeps your hope burning through long nights of waiting. Let it be the last voice you hear before sleep and the first that shapes your thoughts upon waking. Guard your speech carefully in this season of preparation. The words you speak are not merely descriptions of your reality, they are declarations that helped shape it. When you align your language with my promises rather than your problems, you participate in calling forth the very future I have prepared for you. Distance yourself from voices of discouragement and criticism, whether they come from others or from within your own thoughts. Surround yourself instead with those who strengthen your faith, who remind you of my faithfulness, who speak life even when circumstances spell death. If such people are few in your life, then let my word be your primary companion. Do not compare your journey to others. The timing of your breakthrough, the nature of your blessing, the path of your development, these are uniquely designed with divine precision. What looks like delay is often protection. What feels like detour is frequently the most direct route to your true destination. Prepare for your blessing by being faithful with what you already have. The way you steward current resources, your time, your talents, your treasures, even your trials, directly impacts your readiness to receive more. Show me that you can be trusted with what seems small, and I will entrust you with what is greater. Clean out old mindsets that cannot contain new blessings. Just as new wine requires new wineskins, the fresh work I'm doing requires expanded thinking. Identify beliefs rooted in past disappointments rather than present promises, and surrender them to me for replacement with truth that can sustain increase. Practice seeing the invisible. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is the spiritual muscle that perceives what natural eyes cannot. Exercise this muscle daily by thanking me for promises fulfilled before their physical manifestation, by treating my word as more real than temporary circumstances. Position yourself at the intersection of grace and effort. While my blessings are never earned, they often require your participation to be fully realized. Do what you can do, prepare, plan, take action in the natural realm, while trusting me to do what only I can do in the supernatural realm. Embrace the paradox of rest and readiness. There is a holy ease that comes from knowing I am working even when you cannot see evidence of it. Yet this rest is not passive. It is the active stillness of a runner in the blocks, ready to sprint forward at the starter's signal. Anticipate that your blessing may come in unexpected packaging. I rarely work in predictable ways, and what I am bringing may look different from what you have imagined. Keep your heart open to recognize my hand even when my methods surprise you. Remember how many in Israel missed their Messiah because he didn't match their expectations. Prepare to steward influence with humility. The breakthrough coming is not for your comfort alone but for kingdom impact through your life. When increase comes, in resources, in opportunities, in platform, remember that it is given to flow through you, not merely to you. The greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility to use it for eternal purposes. Expect resistance as you approach your Red Sea moment. The enemy often fights hardest when deliverance is nearest. When opposition intensifies, do not interpret it as a sign to retreat but rather as confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. The promised land has always been contested territory. Stand firm in your identity as my beloved child. Your worthiness to receive blessing is not based on performance but on relationship. You are an heir, not a hired servant. The good I have planned for you flows from my nature as a loving father, not from your record of successes or failures. Remember that true prosperity is holistic: spirit, soul, and body. The greater things I am bringing include not just material provision but emotional healing, mental renewal, relational restoration, and spiritual vitality. Do not settle for blessing in just one area when I desire to make you whole in every dimension. Let thankfulness for what I've already done become the foundation for faith in what I am about to do. Gratitude for past faithfulness fuels confidence for future breakthroughs. When you forget my previous deliverances, your heart becomes vulnerable to doubt about my present intentions. But when you remember with praise, your spirit strengthens for continued trust. Open your hands to release anything I am asking you to surrender. Some blessings can only be received with empty hands. If you sense me asking you to let go of certain comforts, habits, relationships, or plans that no longer serve my highest purpose for you, trust that what I have to give you is far greater than what I'm asking you to release. My beloved, lift your eyes now. Greater things are coming. Breakthrough where there has been stagnation, abundance where there has been lack, clarity where there has been confusion, healing where there has been pain, restoration where there has been loss. These are not distant possibilities but approaching realities, moving toward you even as you move toward them with expectant faith. The seeds planted in tears are about to yield a harvest of joy. The prayers offered in darkness are about to be answered in marvelous light. The faith maintained through winter seasons is about to be rewarded with spring blossoms and summer fruit. Stand ready. Watch expectantly. Believe confidently. Greater things are coming.